Welcome back for the final chapter of an author's Odyssey. It is called A Situation. As soon as they stepped through the beam of light and returned to the Otherworld, Charlotte and Jack took Goldilocks and Hero to the St. Andrew's emergency room to be examined by a doctor. Connor, Bree, Emmerich, and Red went straight to the multipurpose room to tell the others what had happened at the Cemetery of the Undead, and to share the good news of Jack and Goldilocks' son. Connor figured Cornelia must have spread the word about the masked man because everyone in the multi-purpose room had on a long, somber face and seemed worried sick. Even the Blissworm's smile wasn't as pronounced as it usually was. Bree and Emmerich were a little overwhelmed by all the people they didn't know, but could have sworn they recognized. "Connor," Bob shouted, "are you all right? Where's your mother?" "Everything's fine. We're all safe," Connor said. "Mom is in the emergency room with Jack and Goldilocks. They have a son, and they named him Hero. They're just getting checked out to make sure everything's okay." "What about that horrible man?" Cornelia asked. "The masked man is gone," Connor said, "and this time he's not coming back." The news wasn't as comforting as Connor thought it would be. In fact, the expressions of the characters around the room didn't change. They didn't even seem excited about the new baby. "Guys, what's wrong?" he said. "You all look like someone died." The characters parted, and Connor realized that they were gathered around the Tin Woodman. He sat in a chair beside Bluto, the small flying monkey. The monkey was distraught, and his eyes were puffy from crying. "Blubo," Connor asked, "what are you doing here? Why aren't you in the fairy tale world with the others?" "We wanted to share the good news about completing our army with the others back in the mine," the Tin Woodman said. "We traveled through the Emerald Storybook, but when we arrived, they were all gone. Everyone in the mine was turned into stone. Blubo was the only one who wasn't affected." Connor shook his head as if he were trying to clear out the words he didn't want to hear. "What?" he said. "You mean the royal families, the animals, the citizens, Hagatha, the tradesmen? They were all statues," Robin Hood said, "still as rock and pale as bone." "Oh no, Granny," Red gasped. "What happened to them?" "Right after you left the mine, we were attacked by a horrible monster," Blubo sniffled. "I was so afraid I hid and covered my eyes. I never got a good look at it." Connor had an idea what had happened. "The creature that turned the Fairy Council into stone must have found its way into the mine," he said. He walked in a circle around the room, wondering what to do next. Apparently, he had left one crisis only to stumble into another. He looked for his sister, but didn't see her. "Has anyone seen Alex?" Connor asked. "She hasn't been here since I arrived," Cornelia said. "I'll check to see if she's in the bathroom," Red said. Red left the room and sprinted down the hall. As soon as she opened the door to the women's restroom, she let out a blood-curdling scream. "Connor!" Red yelled. "Come quick, you need to see this right away." He was already headed toward her before she finished the sentence. As Connor dashed down the hallway, all of the characters followed him. Whatever Red had found was so bad she hadn't even needed to step inside the bathroom to see it. The Queen just held the door open and stared inside in total shock. Connor arrived at her side and peered into the bathroom, but there wasn't a bathroom to see. He saw the night sky and the other buildings outside. He looked up and saw an empty office above, and he looked down and saw a deserted basement below. There was dry walls, sparking electric wires, and broken water faucets. It looked like an explosion had gone off. Even though there was no evidence that Alex had caused it or that she had even been present for it, Connor knew in the pit of his stomach that something had happened to his sister. "Alex," Connor said, "what happened to you?" The President of the United States, Catherine Walker, was sitting in the Oval Office of the West Wing with 2 foreign ambassadors. "Gentlemen," President Walker said, "I understand it's difficult for the Prime Minister and the Sultan to agree on location, but I'm not going to sit here all day after day while innocent people are suffering because of their negligence. If we can't find a way to resolve this matter in the next 48 hours, I will put troops on the ground." The meeting had been a major priority of the President's schedule and was booked weeks in advance. As far as she was concerned, no other matter was more important, and her entire afternoon had been cleared for this discussion. So it was surprising when the door of the Oval Office swung open and her Chief of Staff interrupted. "Madam President," the Chief of Staff said, "I'm sorry for the interruption, but you're needed in the Situation Room immediately." "What's wrong?" President Walker said. "It's best for you to see it for yourself," the Chief of Staff said. "There's a situation in New York City." "Terrorism?" "No, ma'am," he said with difficulty. "Our most educated analysis, with all means of science and technology is in mind, is that it's magic." And that is the end of our 5th book. I will see you guys next time for our 6th and final one. I'll see you guys then.